Chadha, brought to you by Marix Media and Mindspeak.
Hi, I'm Kamal Chadha.
And I'm Dr. Dipti Mankad.
Welcome to Anchored Together, a YouTube series that casts an exhilarating spotlight on the vibrant lives of shipping industry professionals and their families.
Excitement and entertainment is what you get here in abundance. So I'm so excited today. Let me welcome two handsome, as you can see, one on my right, one on my left, Captain Kamal Chadha and Captain Shoukat Mukherjee. Welcome both of you to this fantastic show, and I'm super excited to have you both on today's show. So Captain Kamal, let me ask you, now both of you are captains and both of you are now into the media profession, very unlike being what seafarers generally do. So let's start off how your journey started. We'll start from Captain Kamal. So why did you join Merchant Navy on the first place?
Okay, before we go into why I joined the Merchant Navy, I must compliment Dipti over here. She made sure that we are looking good because in her company, we can't be looking bad, you know. So yes, so thank you so much, Dipti. It's a pleasure being here with you. Beautiful lady here. And what's happening here is that the media guys who are usually doing the interviews are going to be interviewed. Yes. So it's a bit like, you know, the executioners are being executed.
Hunter is being hunted.
Hunted. Okay, so the Merchant Navy. I'll tell you something. Nothing about me is very conventional. So when I was a kid in school, I would read about Robert Louis Stevenson's books. One of them was Kidnapped. Another one was what is that? Treasure Island. So what happened was that these books had some maritime affair going on, mostly piracy and all kinds of extortion and people being shanghaied and everything. But that got me on a kick that I wanted to be on a ship because ship was going to be an adventure. So it's been my inspiration has come in a very weird way. I don't know, maybe if I was really inspired, I might have become a pirate or something. But thank God I stuck to something more legit. So that's my beginnings there.
Shoukat, what about you? Why Merchant Navy?
Well, that's another story. It's become a folklore in my family. It was more by chance than by passion. You know, I mean, I had no kind of thing to go into the Merchant Navy. It wasn't a glamorous career for me at that time. I was preparing to be, in fact, a chartered accountant or an IAS officer.
That's the farthest thing from the Merchant Navy.
But what happened was we were sitting down in a group, in a family kind of a setting, and my uncle was that time he was one of the senior chief engineers in volumes that time, in fact. So we were discussing and he was expressing how sad he was that being in that position. That time you didn't have to give any tests, it was only on direct interviews and direct entry cadets. So he was trying to tell us that I am in a position where I can get you this profession and none of the guys, none of the kids in the family is thinking of Merchant Navy. So I raised up my eye and I asked him, Uncle, can I ask you one question? And the question was, can I take my wife on board? And that was my first question.
You didn't have a wife then, right?
Yeah.
Thinking ahead.
So that's how it started. And then, I thought, and then I studied for it. And of course, like I told you, we studied for it. And then that's how the journey began.
Oh, lovely. So both very, actually, I don't know. I mean, it's very different. Huh? So you wanted to go on an adventure and he wanted to take his wife on ship. All right. So keeping all that adventure and the future thing in mind, how was your sailing experience then?
Sailing, I'll tell you, was the most beautiful thing in my life. I really enjoyed the sailing. To me, it wasn't even work. It was just the environment that I thrived in. So a lot of people don't know some of the advantages we probably never speak of. It don't occur to us. But I used to read books like crazy because I had the time. There was no driving up and down to work. There's no commute. You got extra hours on your hand. So when I would go on the ship, I had my wife would say, "Hey, you got this small little bag in which your clothes, you have the clothes and stuff, and a huge suitcase full of books. What are you doing on board?" So all the extra time went in reading, you know. So that was one thing. And the other important thing is that you have moments of solitude. You're cut off from everyone. You can be in your cabin on your own, completely on your own. Even today, you can do that. You can, you know, take your cell phone off the hook completely
Yes.
for an hour or two, and that, I think, kind of peace and time to do your thing is not available ashore at all. The other thing was that I loved looking at the sea. You know, sunsets, mornings, evenings, the waves. It was just beautiful. To me, that was a splendid life. That's my mentioning experience. Professionally, yeah, it's all that goes on. I think that's common to many of us, so let's not even talk about that. So what I'm thinking is what is a little unique in my mind. You know.
Shoukat, what about you? How was your sailing experience when you started off?
Well, it's again just the opposite, you know. I remember my very first day on the ship. I was like, you know, on the bridge, captain called me, "Where are your boilers? Shouldn't go there and do chipping." And I was like in one small room, claustrophobic, and just doing chipping. Whole day there was nothing to do other than chip. And that day I found out, you know, it's this thing, yahan se to nikal raha hai. This is not the life for me. What happens, Deepti, you know, you get to acquire things. I mean, if I give you a 40-year-old single malt and say that this is 40-year-old, you might not like it at beginning, but you acquire the taste over the years. And that's what happened. I acquired sea life. As I passed the years into sea, I understood that these things like sunsets and sunrise and the vast open sea with nothingness, you can't replicate that for anything else in your life. And that's when you get in love with the sea. That happened at a much later stage.
Yes, so even I had gone on ship with my father because he is also sailing, and yes, the sunset thing, I used to enjoy it as well. It used to look beautiful, and I think you can't get even the night sky when you're on ship, you know, where you can actually
Yeah.
see the stars, and having in a city like where you can't see a single star. I think that whole
Yeah,
experience,
that night sky is really wonderful.
it's
Yeah, yeah.
beautiful. It's just
Agreed.
beautiful. So, both of you married with children, and you have two beautiful wives. I mean, in the sense,
Well,
he
I have
has
one.
one and you have one. Yes, each one has one.
Ek hi kafi hai.
Yes. So tell me something about your family, Captain Kamal.
My family, okay, you said beautiful wife, so let me just focus on that for a minute. Yes, I think all women are beautiful. I think they're the most beautiful thing on this earth, really, when you look at it. So, beauty is important and it brings a lot of joy in our lives. So, having a beautiful companion, of course, adds so much more to it. However, I want to be a little critical over here. Excuse me, ladies, please. Beautiful girls come with a small bit of attitude, and you have to live with that attitude. It's a little difficult, but you get over it because the compensation is very nice. You know what, the other side is very nice. So I would say that yes, they bring a lot of joy in your life, plus the little twist at the end there. So
This is where I absolutely agree with you, right? And you know, when we were in school, we used to hear, we used to talk about the thing like, you know, good girls are good, bad girls are better. And
okay.
you know, when you grow up, there is nothing more I want to do and spend time with a beautiful lady. And I always it's a well-known fact. I always want to spend time with ladies, just like Kamal Chadha.
Ladies.
Ladies, that's the plural. He's getting some hot water over here. When he gets home, he's gonna be in trouble there.
And what about your children, Captain Kamal?
Children, I have two kids. That's my boy is 33 years old now. Gibran is his name, and my daughter is Rachel. She's 28. Gibran lives in the U.S. And works there. He's married, and his wife is Kirsty. She's an American girl, and Rachel, my daughter, works here in Mumbai now. Recently, she's moved back home. So people often ask me, what are these kind of names you have for your kids, Gibran and Rachel and all? So I said, okay, I'm trying to create a United Nations here at home, you know, so that little, you know, what do you call, microcosm of the United Nations is in my house. So that's how it goes, you know.
And Shoukat, I know you have a very intelligent son as well.
Yeah, it comes from me, but No, I have a son who's 17 years old. He's just finished his class 12 board exams, and he's a bundle of talent. Yes, and he, he when he was growing up, he was so much alike. I mean, so looking exactly like my wife Aditi. And there was a time when, in fact, I used to do it. तुम ऑफिस चले जाओ, तुमको कुछ समझ में नहीं, किसी को समझ में नहीं आएगा कि तुम आए हो. So in fact, one of my friends asked him, Aditi, have you ever been inside a Xerox machine? I mean. But yeah, so one son, and we have a family where both of us are working, and so we decided that one son is enough. Give more time to one son. Yeah, so he's growing up.
Absolutely. All right. Now you all decided to start off as seafaring. You all sailed, but what made you come ashore and specifically take up a line like media, which I think it's a very rare combination we see. But we have two lovely combinations sitting here. So what made you take up shore job then?
Okay, again a little unconventional there. I haven't planned my life too much. I'm not one of those sitting here making profound plans and projecting over the next 10 years. No, I just more of I would say I get bored with doing the same thing again and again. So I then start looking for an exit and doing something else. So what happened with me was, once I was thoroughly bored on the ship, and I said, okay, I've been a captain. What else do I do? So I came off the ship, and I found that for the merchant navy officer who is such a respected, working in such a respected profession, there was no proper way of him to find a job. So it struck me that what we were doing was, we would go to the Seamen's Club, and there was a little board over there. That is all that we had to find a job. So I thought it was undignified a little bit. I was the captain of a ship, and this is what I was going to do. And one night I was passing by, and there was not even a light over there. So I was, a man was standing there with a, cigarette lighter and trying to read what's on the notice board. So I found that, I said, no, there has to be a better way. So let me see if I can fill this gap. And that is how I started thinking of doing a magazine which would go to the seafarer's doorstep and tell him what is available, so he can, in a dignified manner, go and do, apply for a job. And at the same time, I went and studied journalism. So that helped me put a whole magazine together. And when I was ready, I launched it.
Yes, I remember, because I remember meeting him the first Marrick's office which we had started. It was a small space, I think at Oshiwara, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
And
yes.
today I must say and congratulate him, because this year Marrick's is celebrating 25 years of completion, and I think that's a big achievement.
Thank you.
And still miles to go. Shoukat, what about you?
So
Why did you come ashore, and you also got into a similar line of media?
So first of all, let me congratulate Kamal Chadha. He's been a pioneer. I mean, we were growing up, and he brought in that light at the end of the tunnel for us to get jobs in the market. So amazing. So my coming ashore and taking up media are two different stories. My coming ashore was more of because of I wanted to. It was more of convenience, because, like I said, both my wife Aditi and myself, we had outdoor jobs. I was sailing, and she had to go to office to work, and so I always feel for a growing child, one parent has to give a little bit more time in the house, whether it's the wife or whether it's the husband. So we took a conscious decision, and I came back. In fact, I took a sabbatical. I came back. I did my management degree when I was a chief officer. Went back and got my command, and then I said, let me make myself efficient so that I can come ashore and give that time, and so both of us can keep our lives, and I can work ashore, she can work ashore, and we can both give equal time to the growing child.
And I think times have changed now since then. People who do decide to come ashore, there are opportunities now available for them to take up. But
Absolutely.
When you had come, I think it was a brave step to just start off something which was never done before, and especially after sailing. So, and that says it all. 25 years now. So
Dipti, I will look at it another way. But it was an opportunity. Now when you want to start something, there are 100,000 people maybe who's doing the same thing.
Same thing, yes.
When he came ashore, there was nobody who even thought of it.
Yes.
So he was not only a pioneer, he was an innovator, and that nobody is doing that is a huge opportunity to start off.
True, true.
Also, I was fortunate that I took up something that I think I'm not bad at. Because, before this, I had one more stint ashore. I did my management in the UK, in Plymouth, and came back and got a job in SR, and I got into the chartering department. I'm no good at figures. I'm just completely useless. And all day people were talking this many dollars, that many dollars, that much time, that much. I panicked. I said, this is not my game. So I gave up and went back to sea. And then the second stint when I came, then I was decided what I was going to do. I got those 2-3 years to nail down what was, on my mind.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Captain Kamal, you have a beautiful Marix team. Okay, 25 years, and some of
Thank
them
you.
have been with you right from the beginning.
Yes.
How would you describe your 25 years of journey?
My 25 years journey have been, and like anything else, up and down, up and down. The times of, stress, there's times of enjoyment. But as I tell you, I have a wonderful, wonderful team. Each one of them has been so supportive, and they have borne my temper at times. People think he has no temper. I have a violent temper when the fuse is lit. But fortunately, it takes off only maybe once in a year. So once everyone is relaxed, off goes my temper. So yes, but they have been very, very accommodating and very supportive. So I would say that your team makes you, really. So
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Shoukat, you are a fantastic writer, and we have witnessed that. You have written 2 books, one on leadership, which I did read, and then the Behind the Tricolor,
yes,
which is a
yeah.
beautiful, beautiful book. A must read, I think, for everyone. Fantastic. I think it's a way we look into history in a very different dimension. So, what got you inclined towards writing, Shoukat?
Dipti, I'm from a Bengali family. There are certain things you have to do,
have
even
to
if
do.
you don't want to.
Yes, to be a proper
Otherwise-
Bengali,
yeah,
you
otherwise
need
you
to
become an outcast.
Yes.
Really?
If you don't know singing, if you don't know dancing, if you don't know creative arts, if you don't know
Music.
music,
Yes.
if you can't speak on politics and football,
or paint
or write,
yeah.
you are like, are you a Bengali?
I mean, that's too much of
So we've
expectation.
grown
Too
up
much
to-
pressure over there.
Too much
pressure.
pressure.
No, but on a serious note, Deepti, when we were growing up, I had a library. My father ensured we had a library. So by the time I was in class 10, I had read the full volume of Charles Dickens, H. Wells, Shakespeare, and unfortunately, I have a huge regret. Now I understand. Growing up in a missionary school, we couldn't. We are little lagged behind studying Bengali literature. Like
Okay.
I didn't grow up studying Tagore.
Okay.
Now I'm doing it.
Okay.
But writing comes naturally to you, and if you're a Bengali. That is- but yeah, so I sort of built on that.
Just like eating comes naturally to a Punjabi.
Exactly. So it came, and then I wanted to write, and I've been always writing. In fact, I don't know whether you're aware. I started writing for Marix. We had a lovely column called Kolkata Calling, and that title was coined by none other than Kamal Chadha.
Really?
And I used to
Yes.
really look forward to that
It
Thursday.
went on for a long time actually.
Thursday
Yeah.
article.
Almost two and a half
That's right,
years,
and we used to give it on ships, and people used to read. I used to get feedback. Why aren't you writing anymore?
Yes.
It was a lovely time,
Yes.
writing. Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. I didn't know about that. So we must revive it, I think, at some point.
Yes,
Why not?
definitely.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure,
why not?
sure.
Yes, that's
sure.
wonderful. So it's great. Of course, you have written so well, and you do write so well. In media, I think that is one way where people read up. There was a time where people said that words are more powerful than actions, right? So, what do you think is the role of media in the maritime industry today? How important is it?
Yeah, I would say it's extremely important. But I would add here that the industry hasn't quite gotten there. They need to buck up a bit, because in most companies, other than ship manning does have a budget for the media, but the ship owning or ship ship management and logistics, they don't seem to have any budget at all for the media. So what is happening here is that if you are not putting the money where it's needed, it's not going to happen for you. And you cannot be left behind, because your own brand is very important to you. In a crisis, there is nobody to help you, because you've never engaged with the media. you must engage even just as an insurance, if you like, for the for a situation where you need them. I go to some of the media people and I take the name of a company. They never heard of the company. Oh, kaun hai? Oh, suna nahi kabhi. So it's really I think I feel very bad when they say it, because my life has been supported by the shipping industry, and today someone telling me they don't know this company, or the company which we all consider to be very important.
Everything, like everything else, media has also transformed in the way it engages people in the game. There was a time when we used to read, like I just now said, but nowadays people hardly read. You give them a 10-page document or PDF, they'll not even go to the second or third line. No way. So coming across to people, engaging people through video content, to more of audiovisual content through reels, and that's where social media, whether you like it or not, whether it's correct or incorrect, that's another, we can have another session on that. But it's here to stay, because it's like I give you a hammer. It's up to you how you use the hammer. Social media is like a hammer, which you can use it in a good way, or you can use it positively in your life, or you can use it like negatively, and which has a negative effect on your life. So it has changed. So we get across to people in a lot many ways, which is modern, small bites, videos, and podcasts, and things like what we are doing right now, right?
Sure.
So instead of writing, we are doing this. So that media has transformed, and it's traveling, and each day the new versions are coming up.
Yeah, true. Any funny incident you've come across in your professional life? Which is like, I mean, there will be many, but anything.
Several funny,
yeah.
but I'll tell you one that I started out with, and that was probably, I think is very funny. So, I joined my first ship. I'm a direct entry cadet. No training whatsoever, never seen a ship. Although I was a sea cadet, the Sea Cadet Corps here in Mumbai at TS Jawar, which later was taken over by JESCO for a while, and they did the training there for pre-sea. But no, in my time that wasn't the case. It was just a 12-year-old would go put on a little cap and do the parade. But I knew my port starboard, I knew about sailing a boat, and I also knew about the knots, but nothing else. So I go on board, and very first day the ship is moving from Anchorage to the berth in Mumbai. And I'm put on the bridge with 3 cadets, so one forward, one aft, me on the bridge. So I'm with the senior cadet. I'll tell you the guy's name is Percy Rodrigues, my senior cadet. So we start off, and the anchor is lifted while anchorage. So he says, write down anchor away. So I write down AANCHOR, anchor, and AWAY, away. You get one knock on the head, you fool. AWEIGH, but I'd never heard of this away, like, okay, I said, very fine, very good. So off we go into the port. We come out after a couple of days, and it's sailing away, and the pilot is on board. Then pilot's leaving, so he says, write down pilot away. So I know AWEIGH.
What's happening?
Another one on the head. Not this. AWAY. I say, you better make sure what is the spelling of this thing. Okay, that's the one. I'll tell you, that's a very funny one. And I'll tell you one of my personal life as well. Yeah. So I was getting married. Big man getting married. And in Punjabis, there's a big thing about getting on a horse and going to, riding the groom riding to the wedding. So, but I said, I'm not going to get onto the horse. I was afraid the horse might bolt, and then I'll be in big trouble. So I said, no, I'm going to go in a car. So I sit down in a car, a fancy car I got, hired it, of course, couldn't afford to buy one, hired it. We go to the wedding venue, the whole barat is there, and all my friends up there, they had a few, and they're, having a great dancing session going on. And we try to get in. Usually what happens is that everyone's telling the guys to stop dancing and get into the wedding venue, because they won't stop, But here, the bride hasn't arrived. She's still in the parlor, getting ready, and the barat has arrived, and everyone's saying, or nacho, or nacho, or. So I'm back there in the car, panicking. What is happening? Your barat chal nahi rahi aage. And with my kind of luck, the bride bolted now instead of the horse bolting. So it was funny, man. There. Yes.
Yeah, he must be a bit scared. You know, what if the
Yeah.
bride, runaway bride? What if she just runs away? All right. Shoukat,
Well,
any
for
funny-
me, there's been plenty. But then, once he was speaking, I got to remember two incidents, small incidents. One was when I was a cadet. The other one was when I was captain, master. So in cadet, again, the first ship, and you get bullied by senior cadets. I had a senior cadet, Filipino senior cadet. His name was Butch. And, he was... he every day used to beat me up,
Beat you up?
Yeah. Every day used to beat me. And that time, I was very strong, and I was doing karate out of college, and very so. But I never even laid a hand on him because I thought always at the back of my mind, my uncle ka reference se aaya hu, it spoiled the name. But I had to do something, right? So it was a container ship, and the only container ship and only dry cargo ship I ever done in my life. So I went on top tiers. They used to load containers one on top tier, and those people in containers will know you have twist locks. A big metal chunk, of 7 or 10 kgs each one of them, and then you. So I was on the top tier and I was waiting for that guy to pass, and he was passing, and I was like aiming on top. And once he passed at Thang, and he believed me, it landed right in front of Thang. I never wanted it to land on his head. Then I would have been butched. So and then I said, and he looked up. I said, "Sorry, Butch." So after that, there was no beating. Wow. That was the only day. This is one incident. The second incident is when I was captain, I was told that the chief cook is very forgetful. Every day he was forgetting things. So I brought up, I used to give him a menu. I said, prawns karo. And next day there was no prawns. And I used to, why? I told you you have to make prawns. He said, no sir, bhul gaya. Everything he used to forget, especially the menu part, prawns, chicken, mutton, everything he used to forget. And there was a kind of resentment in the crew. Everything he forgets. So one day what happened? I was sending single allotments, and his is the only one I didn't send. So after 2 days, he comes up to me and said, "Captain Sahab, my money has not gone." I said, "Sorry, bhul gaya." I said, "I'll send it tomorrow. Don't worry, I forgot." That's the only there. Otherwise, from next day he used to write it down. So things, how you train people,
Yes.
not everybody is trained with the same techniques.
Yes, absolutely.
Unfortunately.
Some indirect messages always work, yeah? Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So now coming to some fun part. Captain Kamal.
I thought we were having fun.
We are
Yeah,
fun already. more fun now. We have more fun.
So 3 things about you which people don't know.
Oh,
Ooh,
his
I
life is an
think-
open book.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Okay, the one thing people may not know, I can only think of one thing. That's I have a tattoo over here,
Oh,
and that tattoo reads in Latin, "Vita es pro victus," which means life is for living.
Oh, wow. Okay, now
Amazing.
someday we'll have
But-
he has to wear sleeveless for us to see now how the tattoo
Maybe
looks.
yes, but I stole that from Javed Akhtar's. One time he said, "Zindagi jeene ke liye hoti hai." So I translated that into Latin to make it a little dramatic and put it over here. So,
Very good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
excellent.
All right. Okay.
yeah. So for me, again, one thing maybe perhaps people don't know is that I deliver best when I'm stressed.
Is it?
Yeah, so I found out. In fact, I did a whole LIFO. We did a enhanced workshop in London on life in and life out. It's called LIFO, and it came out. It was a big fat, assessment of how you perform, how you deliver under. So I was scoring the highest marks when I was under stress.
Under stress.
And that's why perhaps I did well in Manning.
Ah.
in crewing, not Manning. Sorry, wrong word.
perhaps you need to get Dipti to do a test on you. She does one of those, with everyone under stress on the bridge, and then she works out, gives scores
Whether
a
they're
score.
stressed, yeah. Are you
Perform
stressed?
best.
Okay. All right. And tell me, what you all generally do in your free time?
My free time, I haven't any hobbies or anything, but I do like to hang out with friends. That's something I do, and maybe read. Not so much now, and really,
No, he loves to sing, let me tell you.
Yeah.
His office hours are over.
Why
He
don't we
along
have-
with his team, and he's going to just sit and with his, karaoke
Why
set.
don't
he has
can we have him sing a song?
Yes, we'll
now?
have him sing it.
This is not right at all. What she's saying.
And then
If I
he's sitting
sing-
in his own office space and with his karaoke and singing away to glory with his khajur and cashew nuts. So that is something which we have seen very often. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
How about Captain Kamal? One song. right away. Now that
Oh,
we're
yes,
talking
yes.
about it.
Why not?
Okay, you
Huh?
caught me there, so okay, I'll do one. Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, this one. Okay. La 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 la. गुलाबी आंखें जो तेरी देखी शराबी ये दिल हो गया संभालो मुझको ओ मेरे यारों संभलना मुश्किल हो गया.
Oh, lovely.
Fantastic.
No, you know, his trademark song is Badan Pe Sitare
yes, yes,
Lapete Hue.
yes.
You know, that's his trademark song. So, Captain Kamal, tell me, how did this singing thing come all? I mean, you really practice a lot of your singing. I've seen it. You sing also on all the conferences where I've seen you. So, how this singing has come to you?
Okay, when I was a kid, I was singing. I think my mom sings, my dad sings, so it's just, you know, as a kid I sang. But funny thing is, as a kid, I sang dead serious songs. And, you know, one of the songs I sang was, and people got sick of me singing that, was जाने वो कैसे, जाने वो लोग थे जिनके प्यार को प्यार मिला. प्यासा का गाना है, and it's a very sad song. अब पूरे 3 स्टांजा गा डालता था, मैं बंद ही नहीं करता था. और लोग बोलते थे बस कर, एक अच्छा वाला सुना, तो मैं हकीकत का शुरू हो जाता था, कर चले हम फिदा. So, but then I realized that those songs, you know, maybe as I grew up, and, you know, okay, how I started this stint, presently they're singing. Who's responsible for that? Captain Rajesh Tandon. I went to a
He
party.
sings a lot of those.
I went to a party hosted by Captain Sood, IMS Captain
Senior
Sood,
Sood.
Senior Sood, and SC Sood, and Rajesh is there. So Rajesh said, everyone's got to sing a song. And so thinking like, अरे यार क्या गाना वाना इतने सालों से गाए नहीं. But I sang,
And
then all of a sudden I was back. You know, I hadn't sung for years. And then I said, Rajesh, you lit this fuse now. Okay, now I'm not stopping. Now he must be thinking, अरे बस क्या कर रहा है तो अरे पे आगे शुरू हो जाता है.
No, but that's, and what about you, Shoukat? What do you do in your free time?
I have a take on this, Deepti. I don't have free time, and that doesn't mean that I want to portray that I'm working 24/7. It's not like that. I believe that there is nothing called free in anybody's life. If I'm singing, I'm singing.
You know, I'll stop you right here.
Yeah.
As a businessman,
Yeah.
you actually work 24.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. I was coming to
Your
that.
mind just doesn't stop.
It's coming to that as a businessman. But even then, if I'm singing, if I'm writing a poem, if I'm singing, I'm doing that. I'm not free. So when we think of free time, you know, when we are doing things which are not unnecessary, I don't want to do anything which is unnecessary. You know, I get to write. I get to कुछ idea आया लिख दिया, write a poem, you know, read a book. But if I'm doing that, then I'm not free. I'm doing that. You know,
True.
that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
So I don't keep free time at all. Either
Okay.
even if I'm binge watching a television series, I want to do that. I'm happy doing that, right? So I'm not free.
So, like you had mentioned, Bengalis like to paint and to sing and a creative end to it. Do you sing or paint or do anything like that?
Oh, I do a lot of things, but you know, I used to write poems. You know, and I'll tell you one of the poems I wrote for my beautiful wife when I first met her. When I met her, she was like, you know, I couldn't take my eyes off her. She's like, she's like वो चांद आके बैठ गया. She was very all white and.
क्या
The
बात
wives
है.
are going to really like this show.
So it's a big history how I got married to her. She kept me waiting for 10 years before she said
Really?
yes. Yes. But
10 years.
yeah, so that's when I started writing these poems, you know, with the Mantalo. So I have a poem which I had written for her, and it starts like this: that I took a mold of clay, I broke it into two, I wetted it, patted it, made a statue of you, made a statue of me. Then I mixed the two molds of clay, wetted it, patted it, broke it into two, made a statue of you, made a statue of me. Nothing can separate us again. In you, you have a piece of me. In me, I have a piece
Oh
of
wow.
Wow.
That is so
That's so-
romantic.
so this is It's something I
Lovely,
wrote for
lovely.
her.
Oh, lovely. And then she told yes.
No, not immediately, but पढ़ के
Self time.
देखूंगा.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है.
Lovely. So coming to our last segment now,
Yeah.
and this is going to be a rapid fire round. Okay, so I'm going to quickly ask you a question, and whatever first comes to your mind, you're going to just say it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Captain Kamal, starting with you. Your favorite drink? Should I be
Gin
more
and tonic.
specific?
Gin and tonic.
Okay. See, I didn't even say alcohol, but yeah, gin and tonic. Shoukat.
Chilled beer.
Chilled beer. Okay. Your favorite cuisine?
Chinese.
Chinese.
You both like Chinese. Okay. Your favorite holiday destination?
Lonavala.
Really?
I'm not a big traveler. Me and my wife just drive up to Lonavala. We're okay.
Okay. What about you?
Alibag. Okay,
Huh?
that's a little
Washroom.
further.
Washroom, your favorite destination?
I
I
doubt.
think we're all gentlemen.
No, but really, which place do you really?
Kashmir.
Kashmir.
I've
Ah,
never been there.
I
but
went there now recently.
I
and
know.
it
Yeah,
was-
and
it's
I was
beautiful.
following your trek.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I want to go there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Your comfort food.
Chocolate.
Yours.
Again, Chinese.
Your favorite comfort food is Chinese.
I mean,
Anytime.
I can have noodles for breakfast. I can have noodles before I go to sleep.
Really?
I can live on
Okay.
noodles.
Okay. And 3 things remaining in your bucket list.
My bucket list really is usually there's not much in it because I think I've done most of the things I wanted to do. But there's one thing I really want to do and I'm not being able to get to it, and that is I want to visit all the old folks in my family.
Oh,
I want to go and see them,
Such a lovely
especially
thing.
those who are nearing the 80s or past the 80s. I want to go and spend some little time with them, and I hope I'll be able to do it, if not this year, in the next year or two, before they move on.
Yes, absolutely.
and my bucket list revolves around Aditi, my wife, and she loves traveling. So my bucket list is to take her or maybe go with her to all the places in the world that she wants to see. She wants to take it out in the map. You know,
Ah.
she's an avid traveler. She
Okay.
loves traveling. That's
Alright.
my bucket list.
That is your bucket list. Captain Kamal, what is your guiding philosophy in life?
I have a very simple guiding philosophy, and I've been itching to tell it to someone. So this is a great opportunity. Someone asked me that. Okay, so it's just the 3 words: embrace happiness unconditionally.
Oh,
Oh, that's one.
I don't go beyond that. So
Yes.
even if something upsets me, disappoints me, it's only a few moments. Even envy. Envy is a big, is a very destructive force. But I get over it within a minute or two, and I'm happy again.
What about you, Shoukat?
well, I have something called, my tagline is my philosophy in life, and it says that the only liability I have in my life is to be true to myself. So at the end of the day, I am not bothered about answering questions to anybody. I have no problems what people think of me. It's what I think of myself, and I have to be true to myself. If I can steal and if I can convince myself that I did it for a cause, I have to believe that. I have to be true to my beliefs. The only liability I have is to be true to myself.
Fantastic,
Excellent.
fantastic. I
Right,
think that's
very
true.
good.
You have to be true to
Very
yourself, and yeah, I think it should not matter what other people think, as far as your conscience is clear and you're doing what you want to do. Oh, lovely! So you've had a fantastic. I think this can go on and on. I
Yeah,
can keep
yeah.
asking questions, but absolutely we have to stop it right here.
But when we started, I told them no more than 10 minutes. I don't know, it stretched to some 3 times
We'll do
that.
3 episodes of this.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do episode 1, 2, and 3 on this. But I think it has been a fantastic.
Dipti, it's
talk.
because you brought maybe the best in us.
Yes.
No, but I think I'm so happy because having both of you from the same, y'all are doing similar kind of work, and the best to see is the rapport y'all have. And like Sir said, no envy, no nothing, but it's just work, And I think it's always being
Yeah,
collaborative.
sometimes I'm envious of him.
And I'll tell you, Dipti, one. If
Yeah.
I've never felt in my life I'm working. I'm true. I'm actually telling you this. I've never ever felt I'm working. In fact, I don't like the word work. I always tell my teammates, when you say work, it comes with a sort of labor. Kaam kar raha hu.
I actually want to kill the guy who invented
Yeah,
work.
work.
Just
So what? Okay,
wreck
quickly
life
tell me, what
completely.
can you use instead of the word work? Come
Passion.
Passion, I think more like
Delivery.
joy. I think it has to
Joy,
be
yeah.
joy. You're going to enjoy what you're doing. If you're not enjoying, you're suffering. then it's not. It's really not. That
Yeah,
work is a
then
horrible
you
word.
shouldn't do that.
I wake up in the morning and I think, oh, I have to work. I'm going to
So we
depression.
have
I'm actually happy on a Monday.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
also
look forward to a
when-
Monday.
forward to a
Then
Monday.
you're in the right business.
No?
Correct.
But it's not easy. It's easy
That's
to
it,
say.
okay.
Easy to get into the business of
Yeah,
your
yeah,
choice,
yes.
or work of your choice.
Yes.
It doesn't happen. And halfway through your life, you realize, oh, I've been doing the wrong thing all my life. Now I want to change, and then
Absolutely.
it becomes very difficult to change.
So
You're
how about
set
a
in
joy?
your
Yeah. How about we coin a word? Okay. Let's go for a joyful ride.
joyful ride. Okay,
That's the word.
Okay,
Joyful
Yeah,
ride.
that's the word. Joyful ride.
Ride has to be joyful.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you so much, Captain Kamal, and thank you so much, Captain Shoukat, for removing time and coming out and sharing the space with us. It has been a fantastic episode. I'm so excited, and like you're saying, we're all joyous people here. I'm sure that reflects in the way we have had our conversations. So thank you so much. And Shoukat, this is of course for you.
Oh.
This is a special anchor together. Joyous mug for you.
This will
You can
find
drink
place
what-
in my
Absolutely.
very special place in my showcase.
And Captain
yeah.
Kamal doesn't need it because he's the producer. So, but thank you so much for
I
being
will
together.
definitely keep one in my
Right.
home because
Yeah.
there's not one. There's
At
a
your
couple
home.
in the office, but not one. So I'll take that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time with a fresh new episode. Thank you so much.
Bye bye. आपका फेवरेट कलर क्या है? सॉरी, इनका फेवरेट कलर क्या है?
I think white. It
जो
was
इस समय
white.
पहनी हुई हो।
I think it's white.
सब प्लान्ड है सारा, मैं देख रहा हूँ. अच्छा, और इनका फेवरेट कलर क्या है?
इनके तो बहुत से कलर हैं। She's a colorful lady.
Very nice, very nice.